Hello children, today our topic is divisibility. So, what does divisible mean? In math, a number is said to be completely divisible by another number if the remainder is 0. Okay. Now, divisibility rule. Divisibility rules are a set of general rules that are often used to determine whether or not a number is evenly divisible by another number or not. So based on this general set of rules, we can determine that whether or not a number is evenly divisible by another number, say 2, 3, 4 or any. So there is any number which can be divisible by the other number or not, that criteria has set by some general rules. Okay, those rules only we are calling as divisibility rule. So what are those rules? Here you can see in this chart. These are the rules of divisibility. A number is divisible by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 or not. That criteria is set by this following rules. So first I am taking number 2. So a number is divisible by number 2 or not. How we are going to find it out? What are the criteria? So if the last digit is 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8, and if that number is an even number, then you can say yes, that number is divisible by 2. Then number 3. If the sum of the digits is divisible by 3, then only you can tell that given number is divisible by 3. If the last two digits of your given number is divisible by 4, then only you can say that the given number is divisible by 4, and if not, that means if last two digits are not divisible by 4, then the entire given number is also not divisible by 4. In case of 5, if the last digit is 0 or 5, then only you can say that the number is divisible by 5. Number 6, if the number is divisible by 2 and 3, then only you can say that the number is divisible by 6. That means the number has to be even, because even number are divisible by 2, and then that same number has to be divisible by 3 as well. When this both two criterias or these two criterias are fulfilled, then only you can say that your given number is divisible by 6. Now we come to 7. This is a bit complex. See, cross off last digit. That means if you have got a given number, you have got a number or you have been given a number, so you have to cross off last digit, take it out, then double it, and then whatever the product you are getting after doubling it, that product you have to subtract from the rest number which is left behind after crossing your last digit. Then repeat if you want. If new number is divisible by 7, then the original number is also divisible by 7. Later on, with an example, I have shown it. Now, come to 8. If last 3 digit is divisible by 8, then only the given number will be divisible by 8. Then number 9. If the sum of the digits are divisible by 9, then only you can say that the number is divisible by 9. And in case of 10, the last digit has to be 0 always. Then only you can say that number will be divisible by 10. 11 and 12 I have written. If you are in very junior class, then it is not required for you right now. But once you will go to the higher class, it is very much required as well. So you can learn from this chart as well. Subtract the last digit from the number formed by the remaining digits. If new number is divisible by 11, the original number is divisible by 11 as well. And in case of 12, it is just similar to 6. If the number is divisible by 3 and 4, in case of 6, it was 2 and 3, and here in case of number 12, it is the given number has to be divisible by 3 and 4. So these are the criterias, or you can say the general set of rules which we call it as divisibility rules. We have to always keep in our mind. Okay. Now, why we have to learn so many things, so many rules? Why divisibility rules are needed? Without performing division, we can check whether a number is divisible by a smaller number or not. This is the purpose of this divisibility rules. In case of complex mathematics, or sometimes in case of factorization or LCM, HCF, or any kind of big complex division, you have to know these rules. These are very important. So for that, this rules has been set so that without dividing only by looking at the number, you can check whether a number is divisible by a smaller number or not. And it is only possible when the divider is smaller. That means how I have given in the chart, you can see, right? That time this divisibility rules we are going to follow. Now I am explaining it more with some examples so that all your doubts will get clear. Is 264 divisible by 6? Apply the rules. So what is the rule of 6? The number is divisible by 6 only if the number is even. That means it is divisible by 2 and the sum of the number is divisible by 3. So now if we'll check 264, you see that 264 is an even number, which means that the first criteria is met, and then you have to check for the sum. That means 2 plus 6 plus 4. So you can see 2 plus 6 plus 4 is 12, which is divisible by 3. Therefore, the second criteria is also met. Thus, 264 is divisible by 6. So your answer will be yes. Now, I'll come to the divisibility rule of 7, which earlier I have said you it is a bit complex. So later on I am going to say you with an example. So here it is. See, I have taken an example 343. So is it divisible by 7? Now we are going to follow the criteria or the divisibility rule of 7. So you have to first cross or take it out your last digit. Okay, so here our last digit is 3. Then you have to double it. So 3 into 2, if we are doubling 3, then we are getting 6. And what is the rest number? That is 34. Now we have to subtract from the rest. So 6 has to be subtracted from 34. So what we are getting? 28. So this is our new number. Now we have to check this new number is divisible by 7 or not. If this new number is divisible by 7, then the original number is also divisible by 7. So here we have got 28, and 28 is divisible by 7. We are getting 4 and there is no remainder. So that means it is divisible, and 2 and then the old number, that is 343, is also divisible by 7. Now more example I have given, that is the criteria or the rule of divisibility rule of number 8 and number 9, and I have given you the example as well. So if you go through this example, you will surely learn the divisibility rule. So please write this divisibility chart in your copy, or you can write it on a page and you can paste it on the wall before your study table or wherever you want to be. Because if you every day, for the junior class especially, if you every day look at this rule chart, then it will get inside your head very easily. So quickly, whenever you are going to do some kind of complex sum, mathematics, or complex problems, then you'll be easily recall this rules. So By this, I am going to end this presentation. I hope that now there will be no problem to understand divisibility by you.